Hello, everybody. My name is Ryunn Eldred, and I'd like to welcome you to the R&R podcast, a podcast hosted by both myself and Razgriz, the BossFoss. It's been a very long time since we have done an episode. This is more or less an updated episode to kind of give a little update and then talk about the video game award show since we're a bunch of nerds. 6, 1, 15. Oh, that's not bad then.
But people are selling it for 30 right now.
I would imagine.
Anyway, please.
But yeah, we're updating. It's been a very long time since we've done an episode of the R&R. It's been a few months. Same thing with the Nerdgasmic podcast. Things have just kind of slowed up. Our time schedules, especially during the holiday season, have been very chaotic. So getting together to do one of these has been a little bit of a stretch, as well as some just production stuff going through it. So yeah, to start off, as always,
vague as fuck.
I will dive into it more after our small talk. David, tell me what's been going on in your life. What's up you have, buddy?
We are recording this. Are we allowed to say when we're actually recording this?
Yeah, this is the 2nd.
Yes, this is December 2nd. It is 10 o'clock at night.
Is it 10 o'clock?
My wife is watching Stranger Things, and I don't particularly care for it, so that's why I have an hour to kill. Anyway, so since we last talked, I had my wedding anniversary.
Fun.
I have been working my butt off at unspecified location.
Very fun.
I have been actively avoiding doing a podcast with you.
Obviously, it's been a few months. Chris, John, everybody.
Me and you, we've been honest with each other. Like, the topic of actually doing the podcast, yes, it had came up like a week or two ago, but then it just got dropped, and we never really talked about it since then. Except for when you started your drunk tangent of like, I pay for all of this and nobody actually records the podcast with me.
Listen, that's the behind the production. Yeah, I spend $20 for RSS to host and share the podcast. I pay $16.99 for what we record the podcast on, and it is frustrating when we sit there, and this isn't like directed to you at all, because me
and you have been communicating, and like I was like, yeah, man, my desk is like super freaking trash. I can't get to my computer right now.
Everybody that I do stuff with, you're the easiest person to get a hold of to do stuff with. And you actually are shooting straight with me. The Nerdgasmic podcast has been on hold for like 2 months with Chris's episode, because Chris will be like, oh yeah, we'll do it tonight. Gets drunk, doesn't text me back. And then I'm just sitting here in the lobby like...
Yeah.
And for those of whom who are only listening on all the podcast streaming services that we reach out through, you can catch the vidcast version of the R&R and Nerdgasmic podcast on our respected YouTube channels. This one pops up on Ryunn Eldred. Nerdgasmic podcast pops up on, obviously, NerdgazmicGoodfellas. Links to both of those channels and all the podcasts and all the social media is in the description down below. I am going to edit and cut the first part of this recording in for your small talk too.
Oh, so I was talking about my pop. Yeah, I have not turning off the background. Sorry.
You're good.
But I will tell you, I have a stack of pops to my left right now. Tim, you will see it if you look at your messenger. This is directly to my left.
I like the mini Baron of Hell. A metaphor.
Oh no, I've had that one. That's not a new thing, but
the Volt Boy and Indiana Jones. Nice.
Yeah, so I went on to Pop to pre-order the new Sabrina Carpenter one. And while I was there, it's like, oh hey, like we got a sale going on. I'm like, all right. And it goes, we got mystery pops. $10, we send you 2 mystery pops. I'm like, screw it. What do I got to lose? So that one ended up becoming the Reba one and the Indiana Jones one. And then the next thing down was like, hey, the Vault Boy one, $10. Could be the chase. Might not be, but it could be. High chance of the chase. I'm like, screw it. Worst case scenario, I get the Vault Boy, right? Well,
Right.
I got the Vault Boy. Um, and then I had ordered the Metaphor one, just because I didn't actually have a Metaphor one. I love Metaphor. It's a fantastic game.
I keep
I've
seeing clips
played
on
it
it.
much though.
You what?
I haven't played much though. I did my normal. I play a lot of the game, and then I get scared of actually beating the game, so then I stop playing, and now I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't remember how to play.
I very much feel that
Now,
every time I step into Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
the Mad Hatter one, uh, that one's special because it was we had went into Target to get gifts for each other, and I had found it on the shelf. This was November 18th. I found it on the shelf. I'm like, hey, I know Katy loves Alice in Wonderland. This is for those of you who are watching. It's the if I can get to do
Oh, we just jumped straight into small talk.
shut up. Anyway, it's the sketch one.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna say the box looked really fancy when you're doing the
yeah,
drive-by viewing of it.
so I get up to the register and the lady she's scanning everything else. She scans that and she goes, "That's weird. It says it's street dated for November 20 what was it? 28th. So Black Friday. It was slated for Black Friday's release." And she's like, "Do you remember how much this was?" It's like, "No, I'm sorry, I don't." She goes, "I think they're typically about 12, $15, right?" I was like, "Yeah, typically." She goes, "I'm just gonna sell it to you for 12." So she literally just types into the computer 12. So I bought a street dated pop and have had it this entire time. I'm not going to say what Target it was, and I'm not going to say who the employee was. Whoever you are, though, love you.
And watch it be a lot more than $12.
I have no idea how much it is. But anyway, go ahead and start the episode now.
You just to finish on that tangent real quick. You go in there and you find out it was like a $40 pop.
I'm checking right now.
Uh yeah, where you're talking about all the like your actual small talk.
Well, it was just like I was apologizing for the light, and my light normally sits like either like right here,
Yeah,
but the
you're a
light
little
is
more well
actually
lit.
located behind this massive pile to my left. So my apologies for going on that random ass tangent.
You're all good. Uh anything else for your small talk? Any other little bits, things you want to add in, things you've been doing, things you've been playing?
Oh, things been playing. I have revitalized my Grand Theft Auto online, trying to get it set up for a massive project.
Yeah, I've been
Get
working
out
on
of
that
here, background.
massive I've been working on that massive project at work. My teacher, I didn't realize was or my boss was standing behind me as I was working on the project because I was just really not having it with the person I was working with this week. And for very good reasons. I wasn't in trouble, but she was like, "Well, at least you're keeping busy and not sleeping like the other people." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah."
But
But
anyway,
I have 4 pages of newly constructed script that I have yet to share with you. But it's actually more in depth and it actually is going into the actual story part of our story and not just the game's
have we
pre-game.
actually announced what is going on, or is this
We
still just remaining secret?
it'll be secret for a little while longer. I want to at least get
It's like
majority of the
4 or 5 episodes in at least.
I want to at least get the first episode in because the more I've been working on this and I've been researching actual scripts, like short story scripts and short film scripts, And if you look at it, one page in a script is supposed to be about a minute. I
And you
have
said you only have 4 pages, which means
I
we only
have
have 4 minutes.
four I have 4 minutes. Give or take, each page is roughly about 2 minutes, depending on the editing style and how we do narration, how we do the scenes. We are
I
to announce the project here. We are working on a short film or a machinima, depending on which way you want to look at it, because it is a short story made through video game playthrough, let's play, and a lot of other work. We're deciding not to do this on
announcement,
PC.
but also secret.
Secret announcement. It's gonna be just for all of our listener and viewers for the podcast. But it explains why things are really slow on like all the channels right now. I've put a lot of focus into working on this with David. We've spent what the last week straight pretty much doing this almost every day,
Almost, yeah. Like
working
we
through
had some time off, and we were once I was actually home from all my traveling. We had did some grinding to get some of the scenes ready.
Yep. And then without David's contribution, I've been working on learning the Rockstar editor, and that's
Ooh,
a pain in
oh,
the ass.
oh, oh!
That's
But that's a spoiler.
that's a spoiler.
That's a spoiler.
No, I've spent 5 hours working with the Rockstar editor to get a still frame, a 3 second clip, and a part of the introduction, like intro cutscene that I am working on. And then also to dive into my small talk, as some of you may know, I had a hard drive that stores all of my YouTube data get corrupted, and it's in the computer repair shop. And one of those things that's on there is every other attempt we've ever made at making this machinima. And there's clips that I still plan to use from those original like takes from like 2 years ago, because you can no longer get those clips playing the actual game, and it's hell. And I just really hope that people at the computer shop could recover all that data. I will be
Yes,
finding out as of the 3rd, so tomorrow, from the day we're recording. But I really hope
I hope so.
it's good news. I'm a little on the downside of paying like the $280 that I'm gonna have to pay to do it. Don't
Yeah.
really have the funds to do it, but this is something that like I need. It's hold up so many projects. Like I've had to put Death Stranding 2 on ice, which really sucks because I was gaining momentum with it and really starting to like cut through the game. And I've had to put other Let's Plays that I was like adamantly working on pause because all the data there is corrupt, and I don't want to start working ahead of myself and come into the situation where I'm at now, where I had pre-recorded content and God forbid something happens.
I mean, it ultimately comes down to the hard drive failed, and all of your stuff is on it.
Mm-hmm.
So
And it's been about a bitch trying to get everything resituated because I'm still struggling with things with like running Adobe Premiere, Adobe Photoshop, Media Encoder, and Illustrator, and just everything else that I work with Adobe, while also working with the Roxio for the game capture device, and just everything running on just one hard drive, which is overclocking the fuck out of the hard drive.
yeah,
So it's like I'm in a constant loop of I'm not making pre-recorded content. Everything's in the day of, and I'm tired as fuck because my job is draining, and I just don't have time for stuff because my sleep schedule's whack. And that's my little short update.
yeah. So to finish my update that you went on the tangent on, I have also been playing. What else have I been playing? Oh, Pikmin 4.
Oh, I've heard about Pikmin before, but I've never played it.
See, I had gotten Pikmin 3 from my wife, and then we were looking through our Switch too, and um it randomly popped up, and she goes, "Oh, I wonder how that one plays. So we downloaded the demo, and now I own it, and I can talk for a little bit longer, so that way you can finish drinking your water or Gatorade or
Sorry,
whatever that was.
that was water.
Rose water.
Nothing
Really
but
blue for
water.
water.
It's the alkaline water bottle.
I got you beat. I'm drinking Coke. Not a
Ah,
sponsor, but if you want to sponsor us,
no. Just here on the table, Tony Montana, or yeah, Tony Montana, Montoya,
Tony Montana.
Montana.
Like the state, Montana.
Uh, I've
Tony
never seen,
Montana.
I've never seen Scarface, if you want to be honest. But yeah, that's your small update. That's my small update. I guess we should get into. We don't even have to get into like the stuff that's been going on because our small updates included this shit that's going on. But yeah, we got this episode, and then I plan one more. We might do more episodes, but there's at least one more episode planned, like definitively
Thanks
planned.
for talking to me about that.
Yeah, you're welcome. I was going to after
There's
this.
a cat behind you. I just saw it through the space between your head and the headset. I
There
saw a
shouldn't
cat
be.
move.
Well, there
Uh,
shouldn't be. There shouldn't
I
be a cat in the room right now, but I heard
I
it in there
literally
too.
I literally saw it move over your right ear, which I think is the bed, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it jumped down from the bed.
that's creepy because I thought none of the cats were in the room. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna jump into what the episode is about because we are on a time frame. So we are here to discuss the upcoming. Oh, screw it. Sorry, I just realized I could do some stuff. Do it like this?
Oh,
How's it look if I do it like this?
I mean,
I have no idea how it pops up for you guys watching. I
I
think it
I
just pops. I think it pops up regularly.
it should just pop up regularly. I mean, it might show the two of us at the top. I'm not sure how this one will record. We'll
Me
see.
neither.
We'll see.
It's been a while since we've done
I
this.
will say, you are actually over part of the screen for me.
Yeah, you're getting double vision. All right. So as you guys can see here, we are looking at the Game Awards homepage for their website. The Game Awards comes out on December 11th, where there's going to be a bunch of voting for video games that came out in the last year. We're going to start voting. We're going to not speed run this, but we're going to look at things and we're going to talk about it. Obviously, we're going to start with the heavy hitter, the game of the year. Now, the
So
contenders we have Clair Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I
I
have
will
heard
say,
of every single
of
one
the
of these
six,
games.
I've heard of all six. Of the six, I've only played three.
You've played more than I have out of the six.
I've played Death Stranding 2. We own Donkey Kong Bonanza now, and I played a little bit of it, but mostly my wife playing. And then Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
So, I've only played Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I've seen a lot about Expedition 33. Hades 2 isn't my type of game style that I typically play, but there was one thing I really love about Hades 2 that I saw, which is there's a mission where you're fighting like the Lord of Time, and if you pause the game during his boss fight, he will smack talk you and unpause your game.
Nice.
Hollow Knight Silksong I know is a very big game. It is one that was highly anticipated and exploded up everywhere. I couldn't open up TikTok without seeing people like live streaming this game to TikTok.
I
And
will
I am
also say it crashed. PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, Epic Game Store, and I think the Switch store as well. When it launched, it crashed everything because it launched. Everybody just flooded into the stores to buy.
It was a huge game, but I like platformers, but Cuphead killed platformers for me. Cuphead killed a lot of things for me. So Hollow Knight, I never played the first one, so Silk Song wasn't really on my list, and I want to beat the first Kingdom Come before I play the second one. So obviously, my vote is going to be going to the one game I have played, and regardless, would have been the game I voted for because Kojima fanboy, and I love Death Stranding. So I'm gonna vote for Death Stranding 2.
So I will say before you hit next category, I also voted for Death Stranding 2. Now, can I tell you what I think will actually just win it?
Yeah,
I think Expedition 33 is going to win it. Based
I
off of everything I've
don't
heard,
want it to though.
I mean
I've heard it's
it's
a
an indie
phenomenal game.
title. It's an indie title. It came out of nowhere. Everybody's loving it, and everywhere that I'm seeing online, people are saying that that's going to be the winner. Though there's a lot of people mad that there is not a particular game on the Game of the Year contenders,
What game do you think, or what game is
and
it, and what game
it
do you pick?
actually got nominated in the People's Choice,
Hmm.
which
What
is
game?
Ghost of Yotai.
Ah, yeah, that's right. That
Yotai,
would
Yotai.
qualify. That would
Yeah.
qualify because it came out in time.
Anyway,
I love Death Stranding too. I can't wait to finish it once I get the hard drive back. Expedition 33 is on my backlog catalog of games I want to play. Everything I have seen about the game looks phenomenal. They're already in talks of making a film adaptation of it, which is phenomenal. One game I'm surprised not to see on the Game of the Year list, and this is slightly a joke, is Elden Ring Night Rain. Because come on, 3 years in a row, let's throw Elden Ring in here in some way,
it
shape, or
did
form.
technically release this year for
It
I think
did.
Switch, right?
I think it actually released this year for all consoles. It was an early year release, or it was a end of the year release that qualified through the time. Because
Maybe.
Night Rain does have a slot in one of the categories. It's just not in Game of the Year.
Anyway,
Next category:
we have 29 categories to get through for the record.
Best Game Direction. Awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Once again, we have Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotoi, Hades 2, and Split Fiction. Now, David, you've already voted, and I gave my first opinion first. So, what did you pick for this? Because I already
So,
know what I'm going to pick.
of these five, I've only played two. Um, I have been in talks with my wife of actually
Oh,
getting Split Fiction.
I will hear you. I'm gonna step out of the room real quick, but I could hear you. If I
Do you
don't
want me to
make it
keep
back,
talking though?
you could keep talking. I am gonna run out real quick. I have something going on in the other room. I need to
Go
attend
for
to
it.
it. I'll be
Yeah,
right
go,
back.
go, go.
I have my phone with me. Just preoccupy them. I love
So,
you.
best game direction. Uh, since I have not played Expedition 33, I cannot speak to that. I do know that a lot of people have been saying that it should be the winner, and they're also saying that it should pretty much sweep all of the categories. I don't agree with that. Now, this category was a tough one because I love Death Stranding 2, but I also love Ghost of Yotai. And for best game direction, you know, I will say both of the games, Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yotai, phenomenal, wonderful game direction, but I had to go with Death Stranding 2 because Kojima is just an amazing like what goes on in his mind is phenomenal, and what he's able to do, the emotion we're able to feel, the combination of music and story and just everything all together with the flow of the game. It's got you invested. I mean, having to lug the packages, of course, is uh stressful as you're trying to plan everything out. Now, I beat the game on easy, and then I've since upped the difficulty. I did the same thing with the first Death Stranding. I've upped the difficulty to try and platinum it. I realize that I was not expecting the difficulty spike. When I had did it for the original Death Stranding, I didn't have that much issue. Like there was a small spike of difficulty, but wasn't that hard to deal with. I just finished playing a little bit. I barely fell off the path and I very severely damaged my packages. So I'm rambling. I'm trying to distract you guys while we wait for Ryunn to get back. I apologize for that. I am going to talk about what I recently just did, which has to do with Death Stranding 2. So when they were talking about Death Stranding 2 coming out, they also talked about this world tour for the music. And my amazing wife ended up buying me tickets to go see the orchestra that was playing the music in LA. So I got to go to the Dolby Theater. If any of you guys watching or listening were there, please feel free to drop a comment and tell me what you thought. I was very moved. I mean, the entire game moved me, and the music that is now forever tied to those emotions. I'm not going to specify specifically any of the moments because I know that Ryunn is listening, and I don't want to spoil anything for him. But just actually hearing the strings and then the live vocals, it just it gets you. And then they did do a very nice tribute to the gentleman from Low Roar, I believe was the name of the band from the first game. He unfortunately passed, um, but he was known for uh, probably best known in this case for the song "Don't Be So Serious." Um, Absolutely beautiful. And I really hope Rune's okay. I don't know how much more I can distract you guys. I really hope that he cuts all of this out, but he probably won't, knowing him. So let's see.
All right, so to pick up where we left off at, you said your choice is Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
Yes, and then I'm hoping that majority of all that dead air and me rambling gets cut.
I might add a few things in there. Like I really liked you talking about the orchestra, and I had no idea that Lo-Fi died, or I know I just said the name wrong.
Low roar.
Lo-Roar died, but that yeah, I enjoyed that part. I'll keep that part in. The rest of it will be cut. But so one quick thing I forgot to mention: the game of the year that I thought should have been in the category for it was Dispatch. Because
Hmm.
Dispatch has like completely stolen the limelight right now.
Yes.
But maybe not game of the year. I don't know.
Yeah, I will
Best
tell you
game
I
to
know that it is in some of the categories.
is it? That's good.
Yes.
That's all I care about then. That's all I care about then. But my game for best game direction was absolutely Split Fiction. Now, despite the fact that I have not played it, I watched the game get played through when Chris and Gabe played it together.
Mm.
And I think narratively and some of the stuff that they brought in with kind of the Take Two, and is it Take Two that does like a Way Out,
It
and
takes two.
well, It Takes Two is another one of their games by is Hazelight Studio the ones that do all of them? A Way
It
Out, It Takes
was a
Two.
way out. It takes two. Yeah. Well, you were saying take two, which take two is a different.
Oh yeah.
That's a game studio
Yeah.
kind of company.
Either which way, seeing the gameplay for Split Fiction and some of the stuff they incorporated in it took that type of gaming storytelling module that they do and elevated it to a new level. Because I don't know if you've seen Split Fiction be played.
I have seen some parts of it. Now, I think I was in the middle of saying that I'm trying to negotiate with my wife to get the game and actually play it. She wants to play it, but doesn't want to drop the money for it, which I'm aware. I mean, it's funny because I just said that I'd drop money on different game. But
Yeah.
anyway,
But I think some of the stuff that Split Fiction did kind of sets it outside of the realm for some of these other game competitors.
mhm,
It was very innovative, especially since the fact that playing Split Fiction feels like playing numerous different games in one go. Like
right.
it's a straight tackle of multiple genres.
Yes.
So there we go.
Um, for those of you listening and watching, there probably will be a few categories that we do skip over.
Or just gloss over.
Yeah, well, that's why I meant like the kind of skip over. So, best narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. I've played three. I've almost played Silent Hill F, but right now we're just watching Markiplier play through it, um, which I think he's already finished it, but we're only on episode like 3.
I think he has finished it by now. I've seen 3 different run throughs of Silent Hill F. Obviously, the contenders here are Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Silent Hill F. Out of all these games, I've only played Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. Out of all these games, the stories I know the best would be Death Stranding and Silent Hill F, which I am going to go with Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is my choice just because again it's the story I know. Very
Yes.
beautiful story. I'm not done with my personal playthrough, but I know for a fact I've had things spoiled for me. I'm excited to see the world of Death Stranding evolve with some of the other projects that they have. I think Kojima, his storytelling in his games in general. Sorry, I'm like choking.
I'll jump in real quick. I also went with Death Stranding too, but I do know that when it comes to storytelling, Kojima has a long history of doing it like
There's a
fantastic.
reason why he is Japan's GQ Man of the Year. He
Yes.
is phenomenally brilliant and a master craftsman of storytelling. Silent Hill F is a very close second. I love Silent Hill's overarching themes and
Do you know
seeing
why Silent Hill F is so good with its narrative? The company, Konami. Who used to work for
Konami.
Konami?
Kojima. Absolute cinema. Somebody Photoshop or I'm a Photoshop the Kojima meme. But yeah, we're gonna go Death Stranding 2. If you know, you know. Best art direction for outstanding creative and or technical achievement on artistic design and animation. We have obviously our main 2 contenders here, Claire Obscure and Death Stranding 2. We have Ghost of Yotei joining, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silksong. So, I'm gonna go out and just blatantly say it. Death Stranding 2 and Claire Obscure do not have my votes for this one.
Oh,
Death Stranding outside of a different setting, the graphics are phenomenal. The graphics are so beautifully realistic and amazing. The BT designs are phenomenal. The game looks amazing. I'm not saying it does not deserve its nomination, but I do think from everything I've seen of Hollow Knight Silk Song.
You're allowed to have a different opinion than me. I'm not going to
Oh yeah, no.
be like,
I'm
oh no,
I'm just justifying because my two choices were Hollow Knight and Ghost of Yotoi. But I'm looking
you
at
can
this.
only say it if you get it right. You turned off your camera.
What the fuck is going on with my shit today?
Yeah, I think your
Stop.
camera just failed. Or is it a cat?
No, the camera did just fail. Dude, I'm having so many technical issues and the cats are trying to break in.
Please wait. We are experiencing some technical difficulties and we'll be back with the regularly scheduled podcast momentarily.
Yeah, I don't know why the camera switched to the Roxio. That's so weird. It literally switched over to the Roxio. Hold on one second. I'm about ready. Shit.
I do hope that Ryunn is okay. So, art direction, I went with Death Stranding 2. Um, it was a very close uh, competition between Death Stranding and Ghost of Yotai, but ultimately, Death Stranding 2, I feel the art direction was just a lot better.
Again, Death Stranding 2, phenomenally looking game.
So,
Beautiful.
before you say anything, you can
We
probably guess what my vote is.
I'm not even gonna dive into this. One of the main intuitive like game mechanics of Death Stranding 2 was that Kojima did a what is it, adaptive soundtrack. So where it like reacts to how you're playing. And
Yes.
Woodkid and just everybody who worked on this did such a phenomenal job. So obviously Death Stranding 2, I pretty sure got both of our votes.
Yes. And now, that orchestra that I was at, Ludwig was actually at.
Ooh,
He had came out. If we had gotten the VIP, I would have been able to meet him, but um, we just didn't want to drop that kind of money.
I don't blame you. Best audio design, recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. So
Now,
the only two games
Battlefield
I've played
6
here.
cracked me up that it was on here, but I do understand that audio design would be a crucial thing for a war game.
So
Um,
the only
sorry,
two games I've played, Battlefield 6 and Death Stranding 2. I do get why Battlefield 6 is on here.
I
Having
have not
played it,
played it.
having played it with both headphones on and through the TV, the game uses audio so beautifully. Like, you know how in normal like COD you could kind of hear footsteps, but you can't really place where it's at. Oh, dude, it's like you could hear the person like walking behind you. You could hear things off in distances, and it just did a really good with sound mapping and just everything. But I'm voting for Death Stranding.
Yes. So for the first six categories for me, it was Death Stranding or Woodkid and Ludwig. Best performance.
Okay, so I am going to be very biased on here. I do not think there should be three separate fucking categories for Expedition 30 or three different entries for Expedition 33.
I will
Because
say I'm sure they're great. Have not played it. There's one other thing I do want to comment on, not on Expedition 33, but I will wait until we
I
get there.
I think both of us have the same exact thing because there is one more issue I have on here in this lineup of people.
So the people we have is Ben Starr, Charlie Cox, and Jennifer English, all three from Claire Obscure Expedition 33. We have Erika Ishii from Ghost of Yotai, uh, and I'm so sorry for butchering the name, but I believe it's Konatasu Kato.
And
Are
then,
you going
oh
to attempt that name?
man!
And then Troy Baker.
And then, oh
Uh,
man! Troy Baker.
Troy Baker is nominated for Best Performance in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
So
Now,
again,
my issue,
our issue.
our issue, he's phenomenal. He's great in the game. Okay, he is. I don't know if it was actually him doing all of the motion capture, but
It was.
it's great. I think he did better in Death Stranding, though.
Oh no. I literally, the issue I have with this is he's gonna get best performance for imitating Harrison Ford's Indiana Jones when his Higgs is such a better performance. Troy Baker's phenomenal any which way you look at it, whether it's as Joker, as Joel, Higgs, Indy. He's a phenomenal
So
actor and
I,
voice actor.
I will also say I have seen some of the motion capture that he did for Death Stranding 2, um, which I'm just going to shorten to DS2 right now. The other thing, which has been talked about before, so it's not exactly a spoiler, is Kojima didn't know that Troy Baker could sing going into it was like DS1, like DS1 was almost done, or I think it was during COVID or something like that. It was when he found out. So Troy Baker sings into. I'm not going to say what he sings or where it's at, but I will say he sings, which is not that much of a spoiler because if you listen to the soundtrack, you can also find it easily. He does a phenomenal job, and had he been nominated for best performance for DS2, he would have gotten my vote. However, Erika Ishii got my vote.
Erika Ishii. So you wanna know what really makes me upset with the Ghost of Yotoi? So I found out who the runner up to play her character was.
Okay, we
And
can talk
I
about this later. I have heard
fucking
it.
love Karen Fukuhara, or however you pronounce her last name.
Erika Ishii deserved it better though because she has experience. Well, just make your choice.
See, I'm gonna go with Miss Kato only because I actually haven't seen any. I've seen small bits of Indiana Jones and I haven't played it yet. I've seen Silent Hill F like 4 times over.
I've beaten Indiana Jones. Like I said, great job, performance and voice acting. Erika Ishii, though, I know that she did all of the motion capture and all of that. So, innovation in accessibility.
So, my vote, and to just keep this short, sweet, and simple, Assassin's Creed Shadows.
My vote was Doom: The Dark Ages.
So, the reason why I say Assassin's Creed Shadows is because of the new Assassin's Creed hub. I like what they did with that, and it makes more than just Shadows accessible through that hub. And I think it's very innovative for games that have a long franchise to kind of start doing what Call of Duty and what Assassin's Creed is doing with the Nexus game hub.
I'm not going to talk further about it.
Games for Impact, for a thought provoking game with a pro social meeting. So I've only heard of 2 games on this list, but
Three.
we have Consume Me, Despolite, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, South of Midnight, and Wanderstop.
So, I have heard of Lost Records, South of Midnight, and Wanderstop. I have been wanting to play Wanderstop um, because it's not necessarily made by the exact same people, but it is published by the same people as uh, Outer Wilds,
Hmm.
Annapurna. I think, if
I
I'm also not mistaken, I think they also did the 12 minutes. But um, Wanderstop, if you've seen the trailer before, because me and you have actually talked about it, it's to my understanding, former warrior decides to open up a coffee shop and still has to deal with like some of the of like
Fallout from.
fallout of that. So for me, I went with Wanderstop.
So for me, I'm going with South of Midnight. It's a game that's been on my radar. I just haven't had the chance to play it. Don't have the hard drive space. I do own the game. I just again don't have hard drive space to download it and play it right now. What are you putting in front of the camera?
Little Star Wars robot.
Oh. I love Compulsion Game Studios. They make one of my favorite sandbox games, which is We Happy Few.
I did not vote for South of Midnight just because of how poorly it went.
As we could tell from a game like No Man's Sky, how poorly a game starts should never determine how it should be perceived.
Okay. I haven't heard about South of Midnight since its release, though. No Man's
That's fair.
Sky, I have heard
That's fair.
countless
You
times
know
since.
what? You know what? I was just trying to stick up for Compulsion Games, okay? Hire me, I'll be a representative. Come on. All right, we got
So, best
best
ongoing.
ongoing series. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. We have Final Fantasy 6, 14 XIV. That's
14.
14.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 14 still getting content updates even after
Uh-huh.
15 came out.
16 came out, but yeah. But
What?
14 is the online game.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then. We got Fort Rizzle up here, Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, and No Man's Sky. So out of all these games, I've played 4 of them. I'm so happy to say that. I've probably put the most time into Fortnite, then Helldivers, then Marvel Rivals, and probably No Man's Sky. My ranking
So
of them goes differently. It goes Helldivers, No Man's Sky, and these two are tied.
so I played Fortnite when it released. Me and you played it when it first dropped. I was trying to play the campaign. You're like, "Nah, man, let's play the multiplayer." And then I don't think it has a campaign anymore.
Mhm.
But anyway,
It still has its campaign because I go into it every once in a while because they still award you like stuff for the
yeah,
campaign.
I don't have access to it anymore, and I'm not buying it.
I
Helldivers
don't blame
2,
you.
hell yeah.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
and then No Man's Sky. So between for me, it was a close between Helldivers 2 and No Man's Sky.
Can
Now
I
this is
guess which one you did?
sure.
I think you did No Man's Sky.
I went with Helldivers because last year No Man's Sky got my vote, and I'm like,
Ah,
nah, I'll give it to Helldivers 2, just because both of them continue to have, you know, their ongoing, the support. Arrowhead Studios continues to communicate if something's not going right or people are not liking it. They are they're not hesitant to be like, oh yeah, yeah, no, we see that. We'll correct that. Um, Hello Games, I mean, No Man's Sky is like continues to astound and uh continue with its ongoingness. But anyway, I'm gonna
so
stop myself short because we have 20 more topics to get through.
so to make it quick, Fortnite, I don't feel like even though it has its longevity, it's been doing a lot with its story. It hasn't really changed its formula. They've brought in new updates. I really love the Springfield update that just ended literally a couple days ago, but I'm not going to vote for it. Marvel Rivals, it just kind of perfected that Overwatch formula. It's outdoing Overwatch. I love the Marvel Zombies game mode that they brought in, but that's also out. Despite the fact that David always tries to get me to play No Man's Sky, I do genuinely enjoy this game. It's just I am never in the mood for this game. It's the reason why I've never finished Starfield. My vote goes to democracy. Okay. Democracy. I
For
love Helldivers.
democracy.
I love Helldivers, and I love the Halo crossover that they did. Remember,
I also love the fact that they're like, guys, we're not going to do crossovers. Like that, it just doesn't work into our universe. Halo kind of worked into the universe, but
I
that's
still
besides
think
the fact.
I still think Alien and Predator and some of those could work in well. Because I'm telling you right now, you know how fucking terrifying it would be to land on a planet and you have either a xenomorphs or even the Yadsha chasing you? Like, send us into a whole ass biome with one enemy and it be the Predator. And it
Right.
gets the ability to
Hey,
cloak and everything. Oh, God, that'd be
hey, that
scary.
sounds really familiar, Tim. Didn't me and you play a game with the Predator in it? And we ended up in a battle to try and kill that thing for like
4 months.
4 frickin' months. I love that both me and you went with 4 months.
Because it did take us, it actually, I think it took us like over half a year to do it. Because every time we tried to do it, we just lost.
Yes.
Best community support. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game update and patches. I think 3 games are well deserved on here, one of which is Baldur's Gate 3, one of which is absolutely Helldivers 2. And then the other one, I would just naturally say Fortnite because Fortnite is very inclusive in everything that it does. But I do think my vote's gonna go to Helldivers, especially after the PlayStation like fiasco. I just think that like Arrowhead Studios did a good job of doing what they could to make their player base happy.
Yep. And I love the fact that they continue to make fun of themselves for it. So
Oh yeah.
you can get the cape that literally has all of the Steam downvotes on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hilarious. All right, please continue.
Best independent game. The only 3 I've heard on here is these 3. I will go with Claire Obscure Expedition 33 just because it is like one of the biggest games of the year.
Yeah,
It
that was kind of
definitely
the same thing with me. I do know Blueprints as well, and I've actually started playing Blueprints, but uh I gave best independent game to Expedition 33.
best
This one.
debut indie game. We got Blueprints, Expedition 33, Despolite, and Dispatch.
Do we need to even discuss this one? We already know what we're choosing.
I'm choosing Dispatch.
I know. We already know what we were choosing.
I fucking pray to everything that Dispatch wins. They deserve awards. That game is
All right.
phenomenal.
I will talk for this one so that way you can catch your breath and drink some water. Best mobile game for the best game playable on mobile devices. We have Destiny Rising, we have Persona 5 The Phantom X, we have Sonic Rumble, we have Umamusume Pretty Derby, and then we have Wuthering Waves. Honestly, have not played any of these, but I ended up going with Persona 5 just because I
Just seen it come. No.
yeah. I mean, there's that I do know Destiny 2 and I do know Sonic, but Persona 5 would actually be a game that I would be willing to play.
So
Now I do have it downloaded on my phone now, but I have not played it yet. Mostly
I
because every
have
time I launch, it's like, yeah, there's like a massive update. I'm like, I don't have time for that.
so the only mobile game I really play on my phone is the brand new Raid Shadowlet. No. Is Resident Evil Survival Unit. It released literally a couple weeks ago, so can't make this list obviously. The only games on here that I've absolutely actually heard of has been Destiny Rising, Persona, and Umasame Pretty Derby. um,
Really?
I'm going with Persona though, and we're not gonna talk anymore about it.
And we're going to leave it at that one. So, best
Mm.
VR AR. This one, I will say, kind of a tough one. Um, I've heard of Alien, I've heard of Marvel Deadpool, and then I did see the announcement and reveal of the Midnight Walk. The Midnight Walk is not a game that I could ever really play, just because it does look absolutely terrifying, especially in VR. Um, I would like to hear your thoughts before I tell you who I voted for, though.
So I've only seen bits of 3 of the games on here. One of which is me actually watching Alien Rogue Incursion because I'm a huge Xenomorph fan. I've seen obviously things for Marvel's Deadpool VR because I wanted to see how Neil Patrick Harris did as Deadpool, and then I've seen a little bit on Ghost Town. My vote is definitely going to go to Alien just because it's spookier. No offense to Neil Patrick Harris or anything or to Marvel Studios. I love Deadpool and I can't wait to get maybe the Meta Quest to be able to play Deadpool. I do think there's another game that deserved to be on this list. And I'm looking at Rocksteady and Warner Brother Games because Batman Arkham Shadow should have definitely been in this category.
Did it release that like this year?
I'm like 90% sure it did.
It released October 21st of 2024.
Really?
Really?
Ah,
All right, which category
well,
are we in? Big
best
stuff.
action game.
Best action game.
So my votes are obviously between Battlefield 6 and Doom the Dark Ages, the only 2 I've actually played. I do think Ninja Gaiden 4 deserves to be on here because the Ninja Gaiden games are hard as fuck. They're also very artistically beautiful in their gameplay and the art style. But if we're looking at pure, unadulterated action, my vote's with Doom the Dark Ages. Because you
I
rip
went
and
with the same
tear.
idea. Yeah.
You rip and tear through Cthulhu and all the other dark forces of evil. That and I just
You
love
kind
Doom.
of do that with Hades.
Best action
Action
adventure.
adventure.
I feel weird having Death Stranding on this list just because, like, look, I know it's an action game. They made it more action oriented. Definitely adventure game.
So what is the description of action adventure?
For best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving.
Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Hollow Knight, Silk Song, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and Split Fiction. I was I struggled with this one. I'm not gonna lie.
I struggle
This one
with
I
it
struggle
right
with
now
a
too.
lot. Um, I have not played Split Fiction, but I do know that there's a lot of puzzle solving, and it
It has a lot of
deserves to be
very
on here.
combative action moments too.
Yes.
But in terms of adventure, it's very kind of linear.
Yes.
So that gets my veto. Hollow Knight, kind of the same way. I get it has a lot of action sequences and puzzle solving, but it feels like it lacks out of the adventure. So I'm going to cross that. I'm going to cross off Indie because I haven't played it. I haven't seen anything about it. The only thing I know about it is it plays like a Wolfenstein game, and that's because it's made by Machine Games and Bethesda.
So first person game, you're able to actually go back. There is a lot of puzzles, um, but it's a lot of also trying to find collectibles.
Huh. Well,
Um,
obviously, archaeology and treasure
yeah,
hunting.
I ended up having a pretty severe bug at the end, um, which I can talk to you about later.
All right. Being the fact that out of the only 2 choices left, I've only played Death Stranding 2, it should be where my vote goes. But I've seen a little bit on Ghost of Yotei, and I've seen some of the puzzles. I've definitely seen some of the action in which, if I'm being honest, I feel like the swords play and fighting stances and everything gives it a little bit of an edge over just gunplay.
Hmm.
I feel I don't know how you feel about it, but for me personally, I feel like shooters are hard to rate for terms of best action because the mechanic of shooting a gun isn't very innovative.
Okay.
If that like
I
so
understand what you're saying.
I'm going with Ghost of Yotai. It has the whole big picture of action, adventure, and puzzle solving.
I agree.
Is that what you went with too?
No.
Oh. Cool
Best
to
RPG.
see cool to see Obsidian having two things in
Yes.
here.
I have only played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I played the original Outer Worlds. So this one, if you scroll up just a tiny bit, because I don't want to pull up my own page, best game designed with rich player customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. You have Avowed, Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, and the Outer Worlds 2. Uh,
I think
Kingdom
the
Come
only
Deliverance
game
2,
in here that has a multiplayer experience is
yeah.
Monster Hunter. All these other games are single player.
Um, Kingdom Come Deliverance, you're playing as Henry. There's not a ton of character customization. Like you can change what he's wearing, and you can like work on stats and like how he plays, but it's still Henry.
You're playing
Um,
the role of Henry.
yes, Expedition 33. I have not played. I don't know much about, so I don't know.
You play as Gaston or
I yeah,
whatever
like
Charlie Cox's character's name is. Gustavo. It's
he
Gustavo.
had. There's a set character though. So then we get to Avowed, Monster Hunter Wilds, and the Outer Worlds 2. Uh,
I haven't
I
played Wilds, but I do know Monster Hunter has a good character customization
yeah,
from like the three Monster Hunter games I've played. I've
this
streamed Avowed, which it's really good. I like it. And then Outer Worlds I haven't played.
out of all of these though, I gave it to Outer Worlds 2, and here's why. One, you designed the character yourself. You had to name him. Doesn't have a voice. At least I don't think so. Except for your voice. And then also the fact that they added um the quirks.
Mm.
So if you crouch for too long, now you're really good at crouching, but the second you stand up, your knees pop. That kind of thing cracked me up. If you buy the like season pass or the expanded version of the game, you get hit with a um consumerism,
Consumerism.
and just the meta of that cracked me up. And so because that just added more customization that might you some people may never get that. It's just how it's your own play style and then the things that happen because of that. If you steal too much, you can get kleptomania or become a kleptomaniac.
Fuck,
So
I really hate how you are getting me to exit my choice because you have a very valid
it is
reasoning.
literally your playthrough may not be the same as somebody else's because how you play is different. How you choose your skills and then play with those skills will change the outcome. And so ultimately, I went with Outer Worlds 2 for this. I still have yet to play it, but I know all these things and I really want to play it. And I just need to load up my Xbox to actually play it.
I need a quarter. I need a quarter. I can't
All right,
decide.
heads or tail?
Uh, okay,
Heads is
let
what,
me.
tails is what?
Heads will be Avowed tells his Outer Worlds. Let me give my explanation real quick. Avowed, really fun. Live streamed the introduction to the game. Character customization was alright. I feel like it was limited in certain areas, but when you actually make your character, the way you play him is fully customizable. You could be literally dual wielding a magic wand and a gun. You could just be like, abracadabra, blah 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 blah, and just fucking wreck stuff. Very good game. Didn't realize it is a part of another Obsidian game series, Pillars of Exile. So it does you. you don't need to know Pillars of Exile to play this, but a lot of stuff from Pillars of Exile does appear in Avowed. So that was a little disjarring because I don't understand the world. I want to give it to Avowed, but David has a point. Outer Worlds 2 definitely for the win there.
Tells me to flip a coin, doesn't even work it out. Uh,
I
Outer Worlds
worked
2
it
was
out.
Outer Worlds 2 was a Tails though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Tails.
Okay.
It was Tails twice in a row too.
So, not even going to dive into these because these are all just fighting games. The only ones on here that I actually know is Capcom Fighting Collection and Mortal Kombat. For me, it's just going straight to Mortal Kombat because out of all
I
those games, this is the only one I'm actually thinking about getting.
Similar, except for I don't plan on buying it, but I did end up going with that. Best family game. So,
I haven't played
uh,
any of these, and well, the only one I would play is Split Fiction, but if I'm thinking family, I would think I'm gonna go Mario Kart. I like
I
Mario.
went with Mario Kart. Lego Party is basically Mario Party but Lego.
Oh. My favorite category, best sim games slash strategy. We have Final
So,
Fantasy Tactics, the whatever Chronicles, Jurassic World Evolution, Sid Meier's Civilization 7, Tempest Rising, The Altars, and Two Point Museum. I've heard of one, two, three, four of these games.
the only one I have not heard of is Tempest Rising. Final Fantasy Tactics is a remake of the
Oh,
original Tactics.
oh.
So I did not give it to for that. Also, haven't played it. 2 Point Museum, quirky, cute. Um, no. Tempest Rising, obviously, I don't know, so I didn't go with it. Sid Meier's Civilization 7, I think that's 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have not really changed too much. Like, start as a settler, starting like old times, and then you build up. Some of the gameplay mechanics do change, but the main concept really hasn't changed. Jurassic World Evolution 3, I do believe was a massive improvement. Um, there's still some things that I would have rather than uh, change. The altars. I played the altars on a whim, and basically the basis is you are part of a team. You go to this planet. You're the only survivor. You manage to find the base, and you're there to mine this rare resource.
Hmm.
Uh, and the base is essentially a giant wheel. You manage to find the resource, but you're running out of time before the sun will rise on this planet. And when the sun rises, it's just going to cook everything. It's way too close to the sun. This is extremely dangerous. The reason why it's called the altars, though, is with this uh, mineral um, and the access to the supercomputer. What the supercomputer will do is it looks at your life, and then there's certain moments that you can alter, quote unquote, and it will actually play out how your life would have continued had you made that other decision,
Huh.
and then you're able to pull that or like create that person who has lived that life up to where you're at now. So one of the examples is so your character chose not to stand up to your dad, and like you went to school and decided not to be with your mom and your dad. So the alteration is instead of deciding to leave, your character decided to stay, and instead of becoming a miner or engineer, whoever you are now, um, now because they stayed, now they're a doctor.
Hmm.
So now you have this alternate version of you who is really good at healing your people when you're dealing with radiation. You can get somebody who's really good at mining, somebody who's really good at cooking and farming, um, and just from there on out.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's on
I
Game
have
Pass.
to I have to check it out, but I'm going with Rar.
I also went with Jurassic World Evolution 3, but I wanted to, talk about the alters because it didn't really like it released and then it didn't really get talked about too much. I ended up going with the same thing for sports and racing, Mario Kart World.
All right,
Um,
I will stop here on this one to kind of talk about this.
I'm going to tell you right now, don't care for Arc Raiders. I've heard good things, but don't care for it. Peak I've heard about. I'm not too like on it. Split Fiction, of course, me and you have talked about extensively. Nobody cares about Elder Ring and Battlefield 6. I gave my vote to.
So I'll jump in now. I'll start on the opposite side. Split Fiction, very great multiplayer game. Definitely one of those, like, just like a Way Out or It Takes Two. You want to play it with somebody that you're kind of close to because the story is a little bit more impactful that way. So that is a contender in my vote. I really want to play Peak, but I don't have the friends to play Peak. And I mean that in such a nice way. Battlefield 6, very fun, very great. Love it. I've played a few multiplayer games. I play it with some coworkers. And then Arc Raiders, I have no interest in playing it, but I've seen clips and it looks really cool. And they just added a PvE, which also looks extremely fun and is kind of like pulling me a little bit in that direction. I definitely think an honorable mention should have been FBC Firebreak, should have been in this list, but whatever. Let's not give any love to Remedy. And last but not least, fuck this game right here. Okay? You see this son of a bitch right here? Elden Ring Night Rain from Software Bandanenko. Fuck you guys, alright? I love Elden Ring. I like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. I love all those games. This game right here. Why the fuck did you have to make it so hard? All right? Me and my friend Saint, we have been live streaming this. We have 15 hours live streamed in this game. You know how many episodes I've published of this game? One. We've won one fucking playthrough. We've survived one trial. 15 fucking hours. It got my vote. It got my vote. And I hate myself for it because it's Elden Ring. But I have never played a game that has made me rage so hard, staying up till 7 o'clock in the morning and message Saint as soon as we get off. Tomorrow, man, I don't give a fuck what happens. Me and you, we're gonna take down that goat-headed son of a bitch. All right, we are not gonna sit there and survive all 3 days to get one-shotted by a goat. Needless to say, we've been one-shotted by that goat at least 16 times. We currently don't play it. It's uninstalled. We discarded it on the group channel. You can see the one episode. Wow. Has a DLC coming out this month though, so we're gonna be re-downloading it and replaying and rehating life.
Anyway, best adaptation, recognizing
This
outstanding creative
pisses
work
me
that
off
faithfully and
too.
authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. A Minecraft movie, Devil May Cry, Splinter Cell Death Watch, The Last of Us Season 2, Until Dawn.
So, do you want to go first or do you want me to?
Uh, I will go first. I did not know Devil May Cry had a series that came out.
So good.
I did not know Splinter Cell also had a series that came out.
Also really good.
I have not seen a Minecraft movie, and I've only heard mediocre things about it. Um, Until Dawn, I don't know. It lost. From what I saw, it kind of looked like it lost the point a little bit of Until Dawn. Of like, kind of like me and you had talked about that. So, process of elimination, I went with Last of Us Season 2 also because of Daddy Pascal.
I love the fact that, like, as you're saying it in my head, I was like Daddy Pascal, and then you actually said it. It's beautiful. It's very beautiful. Um, so I'm gonna start off. from the opposite side. Until Dawn, I was very skeptical about it. Still haven't seen it, but I've seen some synopsis, and then both Mr. Retro and It's Your Boy Chris have seen the movie and have tried to talk me into it. I just have nothing that it streams on to watch the movie. It loosely adapts the story. So the events of the game are canon. Dr. Hill is a person in it. The Wendigos are in it, but it is a separate story that takes place within the same world that is dealing with a time loop.
Yes.
And in the time loop, Wendigos are one of the time loop. Not Josh specifically, but a serial killer wearing the same costume Josh had is one of the knights. It's really intriguing, and they do kind of expand on the overarching supernatural element of Until Dawn. Doesn't have my vote though. Um, Last of Us season 2. I watched it with friends and it was a little cringe. I love Daddy Pascal though. I think there was some very solid acting moments, and then there was some very solid what the fuck. I don't think it deserves a lot of the hate Bella Ramsey gets for it. I think she does a phenomenal job as Ellie. Moving on. I just love Liv Schreiber and his brother Pablo Schreiber. It's the only reason why I'd be interested in watching Splinter Cell. Haven't seen it yet, seen clips. I do think Liv Schreiber is a great Sam Fisher, and his brother was a great Master Chief. We'll leave that at that. Devil May Cry, fucking mint. Brought Limp Biscuit back. He does the theme song for the TV show. TV show is amazing and phenomenal. A Minecraft movie. I I think the movie is mid. It's not a bad movie, but the movie is mid. It is literally probably only on here for just the memes like chicken jockey and la 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 lava. I
Like
think,
Jack Black.
yeah, Jack Black's hands down carried the movie. Um, I do think the winner of best adaptation should be, and I feel like this is the second time this TV show has gotten screwed, but Twisted Metal. I think
Okay, yeah.
Peacock's Twisted Metal should definitely be on here, and it would have had my vote. Phenomenal TV show that sticks to its source material. That's all I gotta say. Tells a brand new story, sticking to source material that doesn't infringe on people's perspectives of this franchise. But my vote's going to Devil May Cry, because fuck yeah, Capcom, fuck yeah, Dante, and hell yeah, Limp Bizkit.
All right. I think this is probably going to be our last category. Now, I will say there are 4 other categories after this.
There's 4.
Yeah. So it's content creator of the year, best esports game, best esports athlete, best esports team.
Yeah, we'll just gloss over that.
Yeah.
I might look at best content creator because I'm curious who's on it, but for the most part, this is the last category we will talk about, which
This is probably going to be the most
is
controversial one for
controversial.
you.
I think this is the most controversial one in general because one of these answers, despite the fact that yes, it is extremely anticipated, I don't think it belongs on here.
All right. I'm curious which one that is for
Oh,
you.
you know which one it is. You know which one.
All
I am
right.
highly anticipated for it, but I don't think it belongs on here. And that's just because it keeps getting pushed back.
I mean, any good game gets pushed back.
Yes, that's true, but you shouldn't push it back into different years. Months, yes.
So many times, yeah.
Months, yes,
So let's run
understandable.
through this.
Years,
Best,
no.
most anticipated game, recognizing an announced game that has demonstrated illustrated potential to push in the game medium forward. I'm going to say my side. You can say your side. So I'm going to first mention what the games are. So it's 007 First Light, uh, Grand Theft Auto 6, Marvel's Wolverine, Resident Evil Requiem, and The Witcher 4. So, 007 First Light. It does look really good. It's kind of looks like it's just going to be a Hitman game set in the 007 universe, though.
with a more focus on story. Because
So
Hitman, I feel, focuses very much on the sandbox aspect
yeah,
with just the cutscene narration. This looks like you're actually doing missions and there's action, driving sequences. There's a lot to it.
sure. You can talk about that when it's your turn to talk, though. Watch it. For me, though, I don't feel like that's pushing the gaming medium. Um, Marvel's Wolverine. Uh, we've only seen one trailer, and I didn't see any gameplay. Now, the idea is really cool. There's two.
Oh, there's a
I have
full
only seen
blown.
I have only seen one
Oh.
trailer. When it was announced.
Oh.
Um, but I have not seen any like gameplay. Um, so like it's cool. I can't wait to check it out, but it's not my most anticipated. Also going off of what they said. I don't think it's really pushing the gaming medium either. Resident Evil Requiem. I'm I actually I sometimes forget that I have it pre-ordered, but I have it pre-ordered at GameStop. Um, I'm excited. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, side tangent. Recently, GameStop announced that there was the most expensive trade ever. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram because I follow GameStop on Instagram.
GameStop's response was freaking hilarious. For those of you listening, if you may not have already heard about this, somebody traded in. It was a 2003 Hollow Pokemon card, a Gengar, I think it was. And it was valued at $33,000. GameStop gave them after going through all the channels and verifying things. It gave them $30,000 for the card, which that's a lot of money. But the thing that cracked me up, and I'm going to read it directly from GameStop. So give me a second while I pull it up. I know. I
Does
totally told you not to get distracted, and I got distracted.
does this mean I can I just say my thing? Can I just say my
No,
thing on
no.
007?
So it said that this event now constitutes the most valuable single trade-in ever recorded in GameStop history. This is directly from their Instagram. Furthermore, any trolls who publicly claim that GameStop trade-in values are bad are hereby factually and demonstrably incorrect. Any prior and ongoing objections to our trade values are now deemed without merit and factually invalid. Power to the players. I was dying when I saw that because that is just such a oh yeah, you think our trade-in values are bad? We just gave $30,000 to somebody. What you gonna do about it now? All right, I'm gonna
Sorry to
continue on though
interrupt.
because I there's got one more game and then you can talk. Oh,
I.
Resident Evil Requiem. I have it pre-ordered. I'm excited for it. I haven't seen them actually pushing anything yet. With The Witcher 4. What?
No, I'll save it for my bit. I'll save it for my bit.
Okay. The Witcher 4. I saw I I've only saw one trailer for it. I never really cared for the Witcher series. I know it's a fantastic series. Uh, I personally have never really gotten into it just because I've been playing other things. We're gonna go now to my most anticipated game because I think it's going to push the gaming medium forward. I also think that there's so much hype behind it that Rockstar is terrified to release this game because it's not going to live up to people's expectations. But I'm anticipating Grand Theft Auto 6, though if Rockstar continues to pull the crap that they are pulling, I will probably be shifting over to Resident Evil Requiem, which releases in late March or late February, early March. I think it's March 10th. You are free to talk now.
So, I am going to do my list from least anticipated to most anticipated. I swear to God, dude, these cats are going to be the death of me, or they're going to rip my whole entire side wall off of the trailer. So, starting at my least anticipated, we're gonna go with Grand Theft Auto 6. I personally could give a fuck less when it comes out. They're just gonna keep pushing it back. And the more I anticipate this game, the more I feel like I'll be let down, like with Anthem and other games that I
Oh,
won't mention here. I'm excited for it. It's a Rockstar game, so you know it's gonna slap. It's GTA, so you know it's gonna be mint. I don't think it deserves to be in this list, mainly because I'm pretty sure this was on the list last year, quite possibly the year before that, quite possibly the year before
no.
that.
So it was on the list last year and it won.
So yeah, it doesn't deserve to win again this year. Fuck you, Rockstar. We're not doing that shit. There goes all my sponsorship deals with Rockstar. My next least anticipated one is going to be The Witcher 4, which I hate saying because I love The Witcher. I own all the books, I've played all the games. I love it. I love the fact that CD Projekt Red is working with Andraze Savkowski, however the hell you pronounce his name, to work on an actual new story. So this is uncharted territory that's not going off of any of the books or anything. It is going to be its own story set in the Witcher universe, which I actually believe the author of the Witcher books is going to write stories relating to this game because he also just announced there's going to be new books in the Witcher series, which he hasn't written a new book in the Witcher series in like years, I believe. So exciting. I'm more excited for the world of Witcher than I am for this game, though. The next one is 007 First Light. I love IOI. I love the Hitman games. I personally am not a huge fan. What?
You don't have to feel bad. There's a lot of games that have been announced. This is just the top 5. So don't feel bad of like, I feel bad for having it at this point. This is the top 5 of all the games that have been announced that this tribunal of people have chosen. Please continue.
I'm not a big James Bond fan. I know I saw the last Daniel Craig movie with you and your dad, which like meant a lot to me and it was a beautiful movie. I like the concept of James Bond. I never got into it, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like like of all the 007 movies, I've only seen Casino Royale and then the last one in the series. Those are the only two I've seen.
No, I'm sorry.
But
The reason
game
I'm laughing is if you look at my camera,
yeah,
see,
it's only your head and hands. I've been trying to avoid eye contact. Everything for 007 looks good. It looks great. The action pieces look phenomenal. I am very happy that IOI literally just did a press statement that did mention after 007 has run its course and all the like supports done for it, we are getting Hitman 4. So I'm excited for Hitman 4, most anticipated game. My second most anticipated game is Insomniac's Marvel's Wolverine. I swear to God, I thought this game was going to get canceled during the leaks. I love our little Canadian furball here. I definitely hope for a Hugh Jackman skin. I'm excited it takes place in the same universe as Spider Man, but it's going to be another superhero game that's just going to be gory, which I appreciate the fact that Insomniac is making it gory. My most anticipated game, Resident Evil 9 Requiem. Not only does it establish a spin off game as canonically in the series now with the Outbreak Files 1 and 2, but the fact that you could switch between first and third person mode, They are making it an adaptive horror, so the AI is going to run a little bit like the xenomorph from Alien, where it's supposed to learn from your play style and make choices based off of the way you play and the way
Okay.
that the predator
I did
hunts
not
you
know
down.
any of this.
Oh, I don't think Leon's going to be in the game. I think everybody's hyping it up. They did say we're going to have some surprise characters, and they did say the Outbreak files is important. Throughout this, we've seen two characters from that spin-off game show up in main timeline lore, which is Alyssa Ashcroft, our main character's mom, and then another character I can't remember the name of at this given moment.
Tofu Man.
But I do think the mystery character everybody is claiming to be either Wesker or somebody, I think it's going to be an Outbreak character, and I think it's going to be one of the survivors from Outbreak that got her mom in the little playable demo that we got to see. I think he's going to be the main bad. But I'm so excited for this cuz I'm ready to shit myself. Cuz they literally said they're trying to make this like an extremely scary game.
Okay, so
And the fact that first and third person play differently. If you're in third person and you try to run away, your character will stumble and trip over objects compared to if you're running in first person, your character won't do that. So the way you play is going to affect your story in certain aspects, or at least your gameplay is phenomenal.
I will comment that Capcom has, uh, from what I have seen, always done a phenomenal job with the Resident Evil series. I know that you are a massive Resident Evil fan. I'm surprised that you don't have a Resident Evil tattoo.
Not yet. I have a few planned.
But anyway, let's talk about the content creator of the year.
Woo!
That was the only person that I recognized.
I know Kai Sient, or however you pronounce his name, but I don't really watch his content. I liked his Mafia stream that he did. Not of the game Mafia, but he had like a Mafia-thon in which he
Hmm.
had a bunch of famous people and other content creators stream with him for I think it was like 8 days straight
Yeah.
that he
So
did for
of
charity.
for best esports game, I mean Counter Strike, Dota 2. I ended up going with League of Legends just because of Arcane. I don't know who any of these people are. I went with the guy at the end because he plays Counter Strike 2.
Shit, I'm going with this guy, dude. He straight looks he looks major pimping.
He looks
And
like
he
a
and he's
wannabe.
oh, what a be. Hey, he's in Street Fighter, man. Hell yeah to this guy.
All right.
Do
And
I know
then
any of
team,
these?
I went with Counter Strike 2 again. I was like,
I'm not
hey, I
even gonna
recognize that game.
lie. I actually recognize the name of this team. So I'm gonna go with Team Vitality.
That's it, man. That's all
Woo!
29 categories.
I wonder how many of these we're gonna get.
So if you click on view all categories, because we can't look at these. Go see Otai won round one, as far as I know, or it was nominated as one of the 10. If you click on view all categories, you can see your vote card. And then that way you can hit download your vote card, and then all of them will pop up.
Ah. So round one closed already.
Yes. I did not vote in round one because I totally didn't know that round one had started.
I'll go to round two on the 4th. I'm already set to be notified of it.
So that was way longer than an hour, sir.
I greatly apologize.
That's okay. I don't hear the living room TV anymore, so I think Katy fell asleep.
This is fun. I miss doing podcasts with you. Granted, I wasn't expecting this to be long either. But
Oh, we're still recording. Okay, great.
Yeah, we're still live. We're still
Well,
going.
when I had moved my mouse over where it was saying recording before, it wasn't popping up. So I was like, "Oh, did he stop the recording?" I didn't know.
No, I haven't even done an outro yet, man. Come on, we're not that out of. We are
That's why I
not
was
that
shocked.
out of practice. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so kindly for listening to us ramble on about the categories for the game awards. We are nerds. This is a nerdful podcast, as well as just we're calm and relaxing, just randomly talking about things on our mind, our current events, and everything like that. We are doing some production stuff. I am redoing the RSS services, so this podcast will be coming up within a couple of days, whether it's the 4th or 5th. Not quite sure. I'm gonna take a day to edit it and kind of mess around with some editing styles between this and Nerdgasmic podcast. I'm wanting to focus a little bit more into it. It is part of my New Year's resolution for next year. I want to do more hard delivering podcasts with better just content. So
Yes.
that's stuff that I'm working through.
Before you end it out, before you start your whole end speech that you're about to start, may I say something real quick?
Absolutely. You have the floor.
So I'm going to talk directly to those of you listening and those of you watching,
Oh,
which
okay. I'll
I
just do
totally
that
haven't
then.
been doing before, right? Um, we have said a lot of controversial things in this podcast. We have
Black
stated our
licorice is the
opinion.
best.
Black licorice is actually pretty good. I don't know why
Oh
everybody
my
hates it
god,
so much.
yes! I am clipping
I do
this. I am
I
clipping
do
this and
enjoy black
sending it
licorice.
to Chris. Chris is like, dude, you are the most foulest person on earth for eating black licorice. I was like, yeah, you know why I buy black licorice? Because nobody else fucking eats it. So when I open up a bag of licorice, I don't got everybody putting their fucking hands in it.
If I have the two licorices, I don't typically grab the black licorice first, but if it's there and it's like, yeah, hey, this is the only one available, I'm like, ah, cool, sweet, I'll eat it. Anyway, um, I I know that I'm not just speaking for myself. I know that Ryunn would also appreciate this. We also want to hear from you guys.
Hell
If you don't
yeah.
want to comment on the video, that's okay. Ryunn's social media is available. Hit him up, send us like comment on something there. Let us know what you guys think. What is your game of the year? Your most anticipated game? I know there's a ton of other categories that we did not that I'm not talking about right now. But if there's something that you're like, hey, I loved this game, it should have been included. Let us know. I would love to hear about this. And if we get enough comments, I'm sure one of the next few podcasts that we do, because I think you have the next one planned out. But the one after that, if we have enough comments, we can actually like chat these out and like talk about them if you guys are okay with it. I know we're not the most entertaining of people, but anyway, uh sorry for those of you listening and totally just questioning why it suddenly went silent. Uh I we want to hear from you. So please reach out to Ryunn's social medias because this is being posted on his YouTube channel. My social media is essentially shut down to the public. I'm not streaming right now. Um, I do plan to start streaming soon, but I have a lot of things hitting my plate right now, and so I have a lot of things that I'm focusing on elsewhere. Uh, but we want to hear from you. And it's not just because we're trying to push for engagement, which engagement would be cool, but we genuinely just want to hear from you guys. We want to be able to like talk to the people who are listening to us because as far as I know, Ryunn and I are the only two that actually are aware of what goes on in these podcasts because we're
So
here.
we have a new member of the group that actually watches every episode of both this podcast and the other podcast.
Well, as far as I'm aware, me and you are the only two that that knew about it.
Um, just real quick, a little tangent sidebar. You know how EA just got bought by a company through in Saudi
It was in Saudi
Arabia?
Arabia. Yeah.
Did you hear? I know you're not a big fan of the game series at all, but Dead Space has a little bit of a potential of a revival. The lead creator of the OG Dead Spaces is going to try to work out finishing off the original series with Dead Space 4, seeing if he could finally get it greenlit after EA kept shutting it down.
It's not that I'm against Dead Space. I had actually enjoyed playing Dead Space. I just have a crap ton of games that I'm playing. But I do recognize. I've also noticed that horror games aren't making me jump as much. There is still a few that will get me, especially if I'm playing in VR. Looking at you, Resident Evil Village. Uh,
Dude, why is it for me Resident Evil 7 is so much less scarier in VR? I've made it further in the VR version of 7 than I have on the console version.
anyway, what I'm trying to get at is please hit us up. We want to hear from you guys. And if you are a close friend of ours who is watching, talk to us. Please talk to me because,
Let us
like I said,
know.
as far as I'm aware, I'm the only one outside of room, obviously. You know,
Yeah, but
who cares about him?
that's because I direct it, produce it, edit it, publish it.
You don't direct anything. This
I
is
don't.
not a other than the idea of yeah, let's talk about the video game awards.
That's because the one time I tried to direct a podcast, not for this podcast, but for my other one, I got nothing but criticism for being too Nazi-ish with something that's supposed to be fun and made it more of a chore and a job, so people were unmotivated to participate.
I don't know. I don't think I made that comment. Did I, Sally?
No,
I don't think I've ever called you a Nazi.
that's not a you comment. That is a
Okay,
direct
that's
stab
that's what I
at
thought.
that is a direct stab at the co-host of Nerdgasmic podcast, which is Chris.
Well, I'm aware that I have the this. I have this background, but for those
But
of
that's
you
also
listening, I
because
have
you're the other person in the top corner of the like content people.
that's me.
Which sadly this is the exact order of like hierarchy. We got me and you at the top as like the creators. Then in the middle is like the medium contributors, which would be Chris, technically Brian, and then my brother Crow. And then we have the least contributors, which is John with nothing, and then Saint, who actually contributes more than Brian at this point, but regardless. But yeah, um,
Oh,
this is
there's another person right here, right where my chest is currently
yeah,
hiding.
that's Brian.
Ah,
That's Brian.
okay.
Everybody has a logo, but other Brian.
Yes.
But he's up there. We acknowledge you. We love you. But thank you guys so much for hopefully coming back to this podcast. I know it's been dead in the water for months now. Um, as I've mentioned numerous times throughout this episode, we're in a production stage of working on this. I am trying to come up with a better schedule, a more actual intimate release schedule that is more grounded, so that way we're not like the flaky boyfriend who keeps disappearing twice a week. We'll be there for you.
Oh, I was like, are you calling out somebody specific?
No, I'm not. I'm not at all.
I know
But
me and you had talked, and this is a little behind the scenes. I know he's about to do his outro, but we had talked about trying to do this podcast once a week. It just didn't work.
it's our schedules are more aligned, but I feel
They
like
are more aligned now.
we are
but
further apart on scheduling. And it's by neither of our instances. I'm an insomniac. I have health issues. I have a lot of health problems going on right now. So I am literally exhausted after work every day. And 90% of the time, I would be passed out right now. I'd just be asleep. If it's not a me issue involving my health or just scheduling, you're busy because you have a life. You're a married man. You have commitments. It's hard. And I know I go back to this all the time with the Drinking Corner, where I was like, the very first season of Drinking Corner, we did something right. We were able to meet up, all 4 of us, every week. We grinded out episodes no matter the excuse. And one of the people who told me that I made it unfun because I made it a job instead of like a thing was John, who did point out, it's like when I sit there and hammer in every week in the group chat, hey, when we're doing the podcast, we gotta do the podcast. Are you guys ready? Are you guys taking notes? Hey, this podcast episode has a little bit of research. I want you guys to look this up. I want you guys to write this out. I want you guys to think about this. It becomes less of a fun thing and it becomes more of a chore or a job. But then at the same time, as I've explained to Chris, yes, I want you guys to look at this as a job. I am the one producing these episodes. This is work time I'm putting into making this content. I want to make it the best that I can make it. So I want people to come prepared. I want people to know what we're doing. I want there to be segments. I want there to be bits. I want order because the main goal is I want to make money off of this. I want my time to be used in a way to where it's beneficial, because there's nothing else I would love more than to be able to be like, okay, me and David did the R&R podcast. We've gotten this many listeners, this many downloads. We've made $27. All right, I'm going to give David half of that since he was here. He did the work. He deserves half the money. I could pay you. That is the ultimate goal. I want to be able to pay you guys. And it's already came to that point where it's like I've had to talk to Whiskey and Bry. I've talked to Chris where I'm like, you guys told me you guys would stream this stuff. I've been trying to get Brian to stream Dead Space 2 for months, because when I started Dead Space 1, it was an agreement that we were going to work in the games in tandem, go through them together, so that way when we both get to the 3rd game, I could record it for my personal channel, he is streaming it for the group channel, and we're playing it together in multiplayer. So that way, through both channels, you get the full story. Because in Dead Space 3, the second player is seeing things that Isaac doesn't see. Because Isaac still is out of his mind from the markers. So you get more knowing both sides of the story. And then I'm already almost done with Dead Space 2. And I literally told him, I was like, I will pay you California minimum wage. I will do $20 an hour for you to live stream this game as long as it's going to take you. And then, I get his viewpoints where he's at. It's really shitty. He just had another kid. His internet's not good. He doesn't really play single player games. He's not really on his Xbox anymore. But it's one of those things where it's like, if you don't want to be a part of it, just say you don't want to be a part of it. Don't drip feed me hope.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our producer losing his mind. So, with that being said, before he says something that he may or may not regret in the morning, let's just say the official stance of the R&R podcast is that Grand Theft Auto 6 is the most anticipated game.
I fucking hate you. GTA 6 is not the most anticipated game. It is the biggest
Resident Evil Requiem. Resident
in all
Evil
of
Requiem
America.
Is the biggest, most anticipated game.
Tease.
I also love the fact that it's probably not going to even get delayed.
Requiem?
It's going to Requiem. Requiem's going to have that nice build up because it's the 20th, 30th anniversary?
30th.
30th anniversary.
30th anniversary of Resident Evil will be this next year, yeah.
Because it started in 95.
And
96.
on top of Requiem, Capcom has even stated we have 2 other remakes in the process.
So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I'm your co-host, DJ BossFoss, or you may just call me Razgriz. I am joined with the very much bald.
Bro, what are the taunts? Okay, what are the taunts Eminem throws at Agent 47 in the new Kill Some Shady DLC? He's like, hey, Baldy! And I was like, you can't think of any other insult other than hey, Baldy?
Yes.
But thank you guys so much for listening. If you guys are listening on any of your podcast listening devices, be known that you can catch the vidcast version of this on YouTube under the Ryunn Eldred YouTube channel. There will be a description down, or there will be a link down in the description below.
There'll be a description down in the link.
There'll be a description down in the link above. Make sure to hit the Waluigi button to be notified when other videos come out. If you're watching on TubeU, I almost said RedTube, but I don't want people to accidentally click that. I've accidentally clicked that at a school back in high school because of just not paying attention and typing.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching and listening. If you liked it, please let us know. We'd love to hear more. If there's something that we need to do differently or something we need to change, let us know.
Conversation or topics you'd like us to touch base on.
I mean, that would make our lives a lot easier because it's really hard to come up with topics sometimes.
Again, as a producer, the one thing I am incorporating is we're going to start having segmented bits, and we're going to kind of have more thought out podcasts than just on a whim. Being like, hey, I have an hour, let's hop on the computer and do the podcast.
Huh. That one sounds a little familiar on that one. Mr. David, we need to do this podcast, man. I've been paying. We haven't done this podcast for months. We need to do the podcast. Dude, my computer desk is like covered in stuff, man. It's gonna take me like a good solid amount of time to like clear some space. All right, man, just try to get it done. I'd like to get this done soon if we can, man. Oh, man, dude, my life.
Keep in mind, the producer of this podcast is constantly broke, but still shells out money to run a podcast on both channels that have not been active in probably about a half a year.
Okay, well, one of those is not my fault.
No, one of those is not your fault.
Well, I guess it kind of is my fault because I quit. But anyway, we're ending this. Let's cut the recording. I'm done. We're done. Get out of here.